Uh, well, Miss Shields, it's been a while already. I've waited enough, and against my will also, because I've been wanting to fight for the longest. Yet, the only fight that I can think about is our fight. There's so much.
I mean, what is Claressa Shields fighting girls with under 10 fights? Hanna Gabriels says she should be rematching her.
Well, she beat Hanna Gabriels, right? And
Yes.
won in good fashion, right? I think that was a good fight because Hanna
No, it
Gabriels
was
can
a good.
fight.
Yeah, they were going back and forth. Hanna Gabriels the only person to drop her.
Yeah, yeah.
Case Scott had a brain injury in surgery 2 years ago. So it doesn't seem like, well, Case Scott wasn't really in danger because Clarissa doesn't have the power to knock out anybody.
Did Claressa Shields make a historic championship statement in her return to middleweight, or did her latest stoppage victory expose tactical vulnerabilities that only one woman on the planet may know how to exploit? Her performance delivered another major statement, but it also raised a fascinating question about what could happen against the one opponent capable of truly testing every weakness in her game. Is Shields still operating at an untouchable level, or has her latest victory revealed an opening that could completely change the outcome of her next blockbuster matchup?
I don't want to shut up about the narrative of me being a cheater. Please, I beg you, give me the fight.
The combat sports world witnessed Claressa Shields capture the WBA and WBC middleweight titles with a sixth-round technical knockout over Australian veteran Kay Scott in front of 16,000 fans at State Farm Arena in Atlanta. But before the celebrations could even settle, former unified world champion Hanna Gabriels turned the spotlight back toward Shields. Gabriels didn't simply question the stoppage. She challenged the narrative surrounding Shields' punching power, addressed the lingering bad blood between their camps, and issued a direct call for the rematch that boxing purists have wanted for years. What should have been a straightforward championship celebration suddenly became a much bigger storyline, with Gabriel's comments reigniting one of women's boxing's most intriguing rivalries and raising the question of whether Shields has truly reached another level, or whether Gabriels knows exactly where to look for the weaknesses.
Clarissa don't want to see me in that ring, but that's okay.
Now that you mentioned that, I mean, what is your reaction to her stopping Kay Scott in the sixth round?
I think it was expected. We all know that Case Scott had a brain injury in surgery 2 years ago. So it doesn't seem like, well, Case Scott wasn't really in danger because Clarissa doesn't have the power to knock out anybody. And I think that Case Scott had a good fight plan. So, to put herself to do what she needed to do. But the outcome was expected. I don't think nobody thought that Kay Scott will put or make Clarissa will challenge her in any way.
The aftermath of the Kay Scott clash sparked wildly different reactions across the global combat sports landscape. On one side, mainstream outlets and promotional executives celebrated Shields' victory as an extraordinary athletic achievement. The dramatic move from nearly 200 pounds down to the 160-pound middleweight limit immediately captured attention, with many comparing the challenge to Roy Jones Jr.'s historic ability to move between weight divisions. For Shield supporters, making such a demanding weight transition while still producing a sixth-round stoppage only added to the significance of the accomplishment. But while the headline focused on the historic nature of the weight cut, critics quickly began asking a different question. Did the victory truly prove Shields was still at her absolute best, or did the matchup give her a favorable opportunity to look dominant?
Career reminds me of Roy Jones Jr. a lot. It really does. Right? Roy Jones Jr. was the best fighter in the world. He was. And he just ran out of ops. I mean, really, he was just at the wrong weight class at that time. And it got to the point where he was just looking for ways to challenge himself. So he goes up to heavyweight and then he comes right back down. He tried to do something that has never been done ever, and he succeeded. No, middleweight hasn't gone up to heavyweight in 100 years, and then to come back down and regain the light heavyweight title, no one has ever done that. So Roy Jones Jr. was really trying to make history. He was just trying to find ways to challenge himself. And really, to me, that's Claressa Shields. Claressa Shields, she done whooped everybody. She done cleared out everybody, and she's just in an era where in her division, there's really no one there to really contest her. So she has to find ways to challenge herself. That reminds me of Roy Jones Jr. a lot. Now, when it comes to Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano, you know, that's like the Floyd Mayweather thing. They're in the right division to have the ops to really do great shit. Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano fighting each other.
Ringside spectators, including Floyd Mayweather and Terrence Crawford, watched Shields dismantle her opponent with razor-sharp combinations before Scott's corner ultimately surrendered in the 6th round. Shields controlled the action with precision, steadily breaking Scott down until the stoppage became inevitable. With two legendary champions watching from ringside, the victory immediately carried even more attention. But what do you think? Was this a genuine statement that proves Shields is still operating at an elite level, or did the matchup fail to reveal how she would perform against a younger, more dangerous opponent?
Have these ops that Claressa Shields just cannot find. Claressa's in a crazy spot because she's a big woman and she's a fantastic athlete with a lot of speed, a lot of experience, great skills, amateur background, and all those things. She just really has it all, but you know, her arms on D's and there's no one to rumble with. So that's not really Claressa Shields' fault, but I like the fact that she is pushing herself to try to just challenge herself and accomplish different things.
Inside the post-fight press conference, Shields herself addressed the grueling weight cut, explaining that dropping from nearly 200 pounds required immense discipline, preparation, and sacrifice. She revealed that she deliberately started cautiously against Scott's physical strength, choosing to manage the early rounds before gradually increasing the pressure. Once Shields found her rhythm, she accelerated the attack and produced a dominant finish that sent another clear message to the middleweight division. More importantly, Shields declared that she is currently in the absolute prime of her career, insisting that no active fighter in the world can go 50-50 with her skill set. That confidence only adds fuel to the debate surrounding her return to middleweight. If Shields truly believes she is operating at the highest level of her career, the next question becomes simple. Who can actually push her to prove it?
Easy work. Easy work. She's the greatest. It's no debate. Yeah. No debate. Yeah. No debate. Greatest one of all time. I mean, look at it. Yeah. Look at it. Yeah. The atmosphere is crazy. Yeah. So different. So let him know. Let him know. Let him know. Crazy. Electric. It's crazy. Yeah. I'm just happy to be here. Did you expect the stoppage? Yeah, I called it. You too? I said first round though, but I don't know about it. Yeah. There's no other woman fighter that's doing numbers like her. Yeah. Facts. Hands down, she's the best. Facts. And with a no name. Facts. Facts. And with a no name. We don't really want to say it's a no name into the world champion. True that. True that. I'm saying, can the other girl do what she did just now? She the name. An unfamiliar name. An unfamiliar name. She the name. Can they do that? She the name. She the draw. She the draw. She the best. You know what that's like.
However, hardcore boxing analysts and ringside critics offered a far more skeptical assessment of Shields' performance. Observers pointed out that Scott entered the ring at 42 years old with only 7 professional bouts, raising questions about how much the matchup could actually tell us about Shields' current level. The criticism became even stronger because Scott and Shields reportedly had history as former sparring partners and stablemates, meaning the two were already familiar with each other. Critics argued that the matchup looked more like a carefully constructed showcase than a true championship-level test, giving Shields an opponent she could potentially dominate without facing the kind of stylistic danger posed by a younger, faster, or more unpredictable elite contender. Supporters saw the 6th-round stoppage as another dominant performance from one of boxing's greatest champions. Skeptics, however, believe the real test is still waiting, and that Shields' next opponent will reveal far more about whether she truly remains untouchable.
Did you feel any negative reaction to coming down the weight, to the weight cut?
No. Going down to 160, I knew that. I mean, I just wasn't comfortable with knowing that how strong I am at 175. I just know that me being, right here. I know that me being at 175 and how strong I was there, And then coming down to 160 after the 3 years, I was kind of like, dang, I felt strong, I just felt smaller. So it's like, it was just like, I felt like I was punching, but I wasn't punching with 175. I was punching with 160, which I think 160 was never the weight class for me, but I won the Olympics there, and I was naturally like that size, but naturally, even when I was 17, I was getting big as 180 pounds. So it's just like, with that, I feel like now, I felt strong still because I had a really clean diet, and I did strength conditioning 4 times a week, and I was running, and I was drinking a gallon of water every day, so I still felt my strength. I just I felt like I was a smaller person, which I don't like being a smaller person. If that makes sense.
For Hanna Gabriels, watching the bout from afar served as immediate validation of her concerns. Gabriels argued that Scott lacked the one-punch power necessary to keep an elite champion honest, allowing Shields to dictate the pace, control the distance, and execute her combinations without being forced to fight under sustained pressure. From Gabriels' perspective, that distinction matters because dominating an opponent who cannot seriously threaten you is very different from proving you can survive against a fighter capable of changing the fight with one clean shot. Her assessment, therefore, shifted the conversation away from a stoppage itself and toward the quality of opposition Shields faced. If Gabriels is right, then Shields' latest victory may have demonstrated her technical brilliance, but it may not have answered the bigger question of how she performs when an opponent can genuinely hurt her.
So for me, it was a great performance by Claressa Shields, but you also have to factor in the opponent. You have to factor in the opponent. K. Scott, I told you she wouldn't be ready for that, right? I picked Claressa. She looked every bit of 42, had no defense, and then like literally was just accepting the punches with no head movement. Y'all, oh my gosh. People are saying it's rigged. What is rigged about it? It's not rigged. It just was a competition that we knew. Claressa, they said at the beginning, it was a 30-1 favorite. That's what a 30-1 favorite fight will look like. Like, okay, you put Floyd Mayweather in with somebody that work at Papa Murphy's, Papa John's, or Little Caesars, it's going to look like that too. So it's not taken away from Claressa. She's a great fighter and she's aggressive. K. Scott, I think Claressa's biggest battle was making the weight. But experience-wise, she way levels above her skill-wise and experience-wise.
For Hanna Gabriels, watching the bout from afar served as immediate validation. Gabriels argued that Scott lacked the one-punch threat required to keep an elite champion honest, allowing Shields to dictate the pace without ever being forced to fight under genuine fire.
Did you see that she was kind of nervous in there? Like, I noticed, like, watching your fight with her, it was a great fight. No respect for one another, right? But with this fight per se, did you see a difference? And then obviously the 6-7 fights that she has, is that not enough pro experience to fight somebody like a Claressa?
Who, K. Scott?
Yeah.
Really?
No, question. It was a question.
I mean, she has an extensive amateur career, but she has no knockout power, and it's just, a comfortable fight, no danger in it. So, Claressa was able to manage her. She looked good because she was supposed to look good in that fight. And K. Scott just seemed to do her job. They're stablemates. So they have sparred before, they know each other. I'm thinking at least at this time, a little bit of Claressa's values are showing. She wasn't trying to, it seemed like she was trying to knock her out, but like I said, she did have some opportunities and she did not take them. So I believe it was the fight is faithful to the production that they were trying to make, which was a show.
To understand why Gabriels remains one of the most compelling threats to Claressa Shields' reign, you have to rewind to June 2018 at the Detroit Masonic Temple. Entering their unified middleweight world championship clash, boxing purists were divided, while many mainstream analysts heavily favored Shields. Her Olympic pedigree, blistering hand speed, technical ability, and relentless offensive pressure were expected to overwhelm the Costa Rican champion. But those predictions quickly began falling apart once the opening bell rang. Within the first minute, Gabriels completely flipped the script, showing that she was not intimidated by Shields' reputation or physical advantages. Instead of simply surviving Shields' pressure, Gabriels immediately brought the fight to her, creating the kind of competitive intensity that few opponents had been able to produce against the future Hall of Famer. What happened next would become one of the most memorable moments of Shields' career, and a major reason Gabriels continues to believe she knows exactly how to challenge her.
Don't know, but I wanted to play a clip of you and Claressa. And there's Hanna Gabriels. What was that, a uppercut hook?
That was an uppercut, yes. But the hook didn't catch her really because she was already falling.
After timing Shields as she ducked into the pocket, Gabriels unleashed a devastating right uppercut followed by a grazing left hook, and the impact sent Claressa crashing to the canvas in the opening round. It was a stunning moment that immediately changed the entire complexion of the fight. Shields, known for her composure, speed, and defensive awareness, suddenly found herself in unfamiliar territory against an opponent who had managed to catch her with perfect timing. To this day, Gabriels remains the only fighter in Shields' professional career to officially score a knockdown against her, making that moment a defining piece of their rivalry. More importantly, it gives Gabriels something very few opponents can claim: first-hand proof that Shields can be hurt when the right punch arrives at the right moment. That history is exactly why the possibility of a rematch continues to generate so much intrigue.
Because at the time, I did not know that she did not have power. I thought that she was very strong, or that she could have a lot of power. And because of her experience in the amateurs, I thought that I was going to lose miserably. But I knew that I was going to do my best, and quite frankly, I'm a very good learner, and I am usually evolving faster than most because it just seems that I'm able to put my mind in there, like almost 10 years ago, I started working on my style because I got knocked out. I got knocked out in 2013 by a right hand by Oxandia Castillo. And that right hand landed because my amateur background wasn't enough for me to notice or to not do certain mistakes. So if you see that fight, you see me going to the side, but I did not make my step to get away from that person. And so when I turned, I not only changed the angle to be right for her to throw me that right hand, but I even got closer to her. So she catch me with that, and then, the fight was over.
That single round shattered much of the aura of invincibility surrounding Shields. Although Claressa displayed world-class composure by beating the referee's count and battling back to earn a hard-fought unanimous decision, the fight revealed something extremely important: a potential blueprint for challenging her. Gabriels showed that Shields can be vulnerable when she moves aggressively through the center of the guard and walks directly into powerful counters. Instead of allowing Shields to dictate every exchange, Gabriels found moments to disrupt her rhythm, time her entries, and punish her when she became too aggressive. That sequence remains significant because it demonstrated that even an elite fighter like Shields can be forced into uncomfortable situations when an opponent has the timing, confidence, and power to capitalize on her openings. And if Gabriels believes she can recreate those moments in a rematch, that could be exactly why she remains such a dangerous threat to Shields.
Them decisions, they wasn't good enough. At a certain point, you're going to need a knockout. People want to see knockouts. And so I thought that girl put up a good account. She tried, but I'm glad she needed the knockout. She needed the knockout. And that was good. And on my life, I swear, I know it's little old me. It's little old me, but people be listening. And I don't know if they took my advice, but I'm glad they did. I've been said that I got video of me talking way back when I think I got a show dedicated to her when she threw her own show. When she made her own, when she paid for everything or did whatever. But anyway, like I said, I'm glad the people turned up for her. It was Atlanta, so it made it a little easier. But I'm glad that people turned up for her. That's how it should be. When Claressa Shields fight, it's an event. It don't necessarily gotta matter who she fight now because she really don't got no real competition like that like a dance partner for real. She really don't got that. So that the public knows, unless it's like Baumgartner and she's too small. So other than that, no, it's an event. So go out and show her the same everything. The same hip-hop people that come out for everybody else do come out for her. The same everything, do the same thing for her. Because when she come out, it's an event. She's special. What she doing ain't easy. What she been doing ain't easy. And you gotta, what I'm saying? Why not support her? She the best in what she do.
Now, with both fighters reaching critical junctures in their careers, boxing analysts are taking a much closer look at how a potential rematch could unfold. Many experts believe the tactical dynamics could once again resemble their first meeting, particularly because Gabriels has already demonstrated that she can disrupt Shields' rhythm with well-timed counters. Shields would likely enter the rematch with a clear understanding of Gabriels' strengths, while Gabriels would have the confidence of knowing that her style has already created problems for the champion. That makes the potential second fight far more intriguing than a simple rematch. It becomes a battle of adjustments, experience, and who can impose their game plan first.
Other competitors like Hanna Gabriels that I was able to interview yesterday that
Yeah, I
says
seen.
that, K. Scott, had a brain surgery 2 years ago. And, she doesn't even have 10 fights. I mean, the girl looked nervous coming into the fight right away. I mean, what is Claressa Shields fighting girls with under 10 fights? Hanna Gabriels says she should be rematching her.
Well, she beat Hanna Gabriels, right? And
Yes.
won in good fashion, right? I think that was a good fight because Hanna Gabriels could fight.
Yeah, they were going back and forth. Hanna Gabriels the only person to drop her.
Yeah. But she came out on top. Was the Hanna Gabriels, was she in all white? Did she have an all white on that night?
No, I don't think so.
But anyway, so she beat the girl. All right, well, ain't nothing wrong with getting her a rematch. That sounds good. She still doing good. But I didn't see that girl feel nervous at all. I thought she was excited. And like she said, I'm not impressed by Claressa Shields. And I think she tried to prove that. So that's just a lot of hate. You know what I mean? Just hating. To me, that just sounds like hate. For real. Because that girl, a lot of girls, they don't have a lot of fights when they, it's some that do have a lot of fights. But, girls is not that big. It's not that big of a,
First, the power differential remains the ultimate equalizer. In their first fight, predictions indicate...
First, the power differential remains the ultimate equalizer. In their first fight, Gabriels possessed the kind of single-shot power capable of completely changing the direction of a contest, and that dynamic could still matter today. While Shields has recorded 4 knockouts across 19 professional victories, much of her offensive success has come through sustained combinations, volume, accuracy, and relentless pressure rather than pure one-punch power. That creates an interesting tactical contrast against Gabriels, whose ability to generate fight-changing power from counters remains one of her biggest weapons. If Shields aggressively presses forward and Gabriels can once again time her entries with clean counter uppercuts, the possibility of another dramatic knockdown cannot be ignored. One perfectly timed punch could turn a tactical battle into a completely different fight in an instant.
I have had the time to perfect my craft. When I first met her in a canvas, I thought that I was going to lose miserably because I only have one amateur fight. So if you compare to her amateur career,
right?
I was nowhere near. But then we fought, and I got to realize that I wasn't that far. She said I was too old, and that I was too slow, and that she was too strong, and all of those things that she said she couldn't back up. So after that fight, I have done my job, and I have been ready for years, and they know better. So I just wanted to come over here to let you know that all of that crap that she talks about me being a cheater, about me being too old, about all of these things, you just check all of the fights that she has been taking lately. None of them are more than 8 fights or 10 fights. I have 20 plus fights. And even though I haven't fought in 2 years, because I fought 2 years ago, because I was offered to fight Franchon Cruz, and then they backed up.
Wow.
I've been ready, and I will be ready if they ever take me.
Second, the stylistic volume battle could define the middle rounds. In their 2018 encounter, Shields responded to the early knockdown by increasing her inside work, using rapid combinations, superior hand speed, and relentless pressure to outwork Gabriels on the scorecards. If a rematch happens, many analysts expect Shields to rely on a similar tactical blueprint, close the distance quickly, crowd Gabriel's punching range, and use short hooks and compact combinations to prevent her from planting her feet and generating full power. However, the third and perhaps most important variable is technical evolution. Gabriels has emphasized that when she first faced Shields, she had only spent around 8 months rebuilding her fundamental mechanics after an earlier career setback. Since then, she has had years to develop her defensive footwork, lateral movement, positioning, and counterpunching timing. If Gabriels can use that improved movement to avoid getting trapped along the ropes, she could eliminate some of the opportunities that allowed Shields to take control of their original fight. That raises the biggest question of all. Would the Gabriels of today be able to finish what the Gabriels of 2018 started?
Legacy, and this is about my daughter's future. And in the last 15 years, I have really tried to do my best. Even before I became a mom, and when I accepted Christ in my heart and I wanted to be different and better, I thought about it and I thought about what I wanted to leave, the legacy that I wanted to leave to my loved ones. By that time, I didn't know I wanted to become a mom someday, but now that I am, and now after all that has happened, my main goal is to clean my name so that I can give this gift of legacy to my daughter.
Finally, the physical toll of extreme weight fluctuations cannot be overlooked. Shields endured a demanding camp to drop roughly 38 pounds and return to the middleweight limit, and that raises questions about how her body will respond against a naturally dangerous puncher like Gabriels. The biggest concern is whether Shields' punch resistance at 160 pounds would hold up against Gabriels' power the same way it did during their first encounter 8 years ago. Shields has already proven that she can survive being hurt and recover under pressure, but a rematch would test that durability against an opponent who has already demonstrated the ability to catch her with a fight-changing shot. If Gabriels can land cleanly and consistently, the extreme weight fluctuation could become an important factor as the fight progresses.
I gotta watch who the other girl she beat, but Claressa Shields looked good in one of them fights. She looked real good in one of them fights. I can't remember what it was, but she looked okay. She looked all right. But no, as far as the you saying about old girl, you know, we'll step up then. Where's Hanna Gabriels at? What weight is she at right now?
Middleweight.
Oh, so okay. Do she got a couple championships?
Yes. She has about 3.
Oh, well then there they go for the undisputed then.
Yeah, she feels like that she should have fought her for undisputed. That she fought the wrong person for undisputed. Something in those.
But this girl, she just won 2 belts from this girl. That's it. And the other, and now she got the other ones, right? The girl we talking about, Gabriels.
Gabriels fought. She got titles in different divisions, from heavyweight to
Yeah, but I'm saying where
Middleweight.
she at right now?
Oh, right now she's inactive. I mean, she got 2 KOs in a row, but she fought about 2 times in the last 4 years.
Oh. Well, girl, ain't nobody studying you. You ain't been fighting. What you now you coming out the woodworks. See what I'm saying? See now, okay.
And she
Now,
also admitted that Claressa Shields sent her an offer at 2025 last year, and saying that she didn't take it because she wasn't at heavyweight anymore. The fight was at heavyweight, and it was only for $60K. She says that now everybody's making about 100 to fight Claressa.
The bad blood escalated after promotional disputes in 2021, while a derailed 2023 bout kept the two fighters apart and prevented the rivalry from reaching its long-awaited second chapter. Gabriels continues to maintain that contractual complications and unproven narratives were used to keep her from stepping back into the ring with Shields. Whether every detail of that claim can be substantiated or not, the failed negotiations only added another layer of tension to an already heated rivalry. Years later, the unfinished business remains impossible to ignore, and the longer the rematch stays unresolved, the more intrigue continues to build around what could happen if these two finally share the ring again.
So let me direct myself to her, I guess.
Right.
Well, Miss Shields, it's been a while already. I've waited enough. And against my will also, because I've been wanting to fight for the longest. Yet, the only fight that I can think about is our fight. There's so much in this. 2021 was one thing. 2023 and your team's 30 moves are another thing. But you keep lying on me today. I've seen some of the interviews and I see you talking all this shit. And I know that you will not fight me because even though you say you like beef and you like this and you like that, when it comes to execute, you just run away. That's why you're running away from Remy. That's why you're running away from these other people. And don't come back and act like nothing is going on in your little bubble.
She said you're
If you don't
running
want to
away
shut
from
up,
Remy.
if you don't want to shut up about the narrative of me being a cheater, please, I beg you, give me the fight.
Gabriels is demanding a fair purse at 160 pounds, putting the pressure squarely back on Claressa Shields. Now we want to hear your breakdown. If Shields and Gabriels finally run it back at middleweight, does history repeat itself with Gabriels hurting the champion again? Or does Shields prove that the dramatic moments from 2018 were simply a brief setback? The only way to settle that debate is inside the ring. So what's your prediction? Can Gabriels shock Shields again, or will Shields make a definitive statement and close the chapter on their rivalry? Drop your prediction in the comments. That's all for today. If you enjoyed the video, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell so you never miss our upcoming boxing updates.